Hello friends, in this video I will be solving CFA Institute's practice MCQs for ethics. Long, again Long is the name of someone, Long has been asked to be the keynote speaker at an upcoming investment conference. The event is being hosted by one of the third-party investment managers currently used by his pension fund. ये इवेंट को कौन होस्ट कर रहा है? थर्ड पार्टी इन्वेस्टमेंट मैनेजर्स currently used by his pension fund. The manager offers to cover all the conference and travel costs for Long and make the conference registrations free. ट्रैवल कॉस्ट भर देगा और रजिस्ट्रेशन फ्री कर देगा फॉर 3 additional members of his investment management team. To ensure that the conference obtains the best speakers, the host firm has arranged for an exclusive golf outing for the day following the conference on a local championship caliber course. Which of the following is least likely to violate standard 1B? अभी for the first time they have asked least likely to violate, मतलब दो स्टेटमेंट्स वायोलेट करने वाला है ये स्टैंडर्ड 1B और एक स्टेटमेंट वायोलेट नहीं करेगा. सो ऑड मैन आउट यू हैव टू सिलेक्ट. ऑप्शन ए, Long may accept only the offer to have his conference related expenses paid by the host firm. Option B बोलता है Long may accept the offer to have his conference related expenses paid and may attend the exclusive golf outing at the expense of the hosting firm. And option C, Long may accept the entire package of incentives offered to speak at this conference. First of all, entire package को accept करना ये तो violation है definitely. Option B क्या बोलता है? Conference related expenses pay करवा लो and exclusive golf outing पे भी चले जाओ, which is actually paid by the hosting firm again. So even this seems to be a violation compared to point A. Point A क्या बोलता है? Only conference related expenses to be paid by the host. अगर least likely पूछा है तो B and C तो most likely violating है ही. Option A is now the odd man out, which is least likely. तो इधर violation is least possible, and that is why this is my answer. Option A. Solution. Answer A is correct. Standard 1B, independence and objectivity, emphasizes the need for members and candidates to maintain their independence and objectivity. Best practices dictate that firms adopt a strict policy not to accept compensation for travel arrangements. At times, accepting paid travel would not compromise one's independence and objectivity. मतलब कि एवरी टाइम ये जो कॉम्पेंसेशन वगैरह है वो आपको एक्सेप्ट नहीं करना ऐसा नहीं है. Sometimes accepting that paid travel will still not compromise the independence and objectivity, and that is why option A seems to be least violating. Answers B and C are incorrect because the added benefits like free conference admission for additional staff members and exclusive golf retreat for the speaker could be reviewed as inducements related to firm's arrangements and not solely related to speaking engagement. मतलब कि ये थोड़ा एक्स्ट्रा दे रहा है कुछ इंड्यूस करने के लिए, कुछ तो भी मोटिव है इसके पीछे. Should Long wish to bring other team members or participate in the golf outing, he or his firm should be responsible for the associate fees. So basically he or his firm should be paying that fees and not the host firm. So that is why option B and C are violations. Example 32. Andrews, a private wealth manager, is conducting interviews for a new research analyst for his firm. One of the candidates is Wright, an analyst will local investment bank. एक Wright है जो local investment bank में एक analyst है, and now he's come for the interview for being an employee. During the interview, while Wright is describing his analytical skills, he mentions a current merger in which his firm is acting as an advisor. Andrews has heard rumors of a possible merger between two companies, but no releases have been made by the companies concerned. Which of the following actions by Andrews is least likely a violation of code and standards? Again, now they have asked least likely. First of all, did you understand the question? Andrews जो है वो इंटरव्यू ले रहा है, किसका इंटरव्यू ले रहा है? राइट का. एंड राइट इज मेंशनिंग कि उसका जो प्रीवियस एम्प्लॉयर है वहाँ पे कोई तो भी एक मर्जर होने वाला है दो कंपनीज का, उसमें उसका प्रीवियस एम्प्लॉयर क्या है? एडवाइजर है. नाउ द टू कंपनीज हैव नॉट येट मेड इट पब्लिक कि ये हम दोनों मर्ज हो रहे हैं. तो विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग एक्शंस, ये जो एंड्रूज को अब पता चल चुका है कि देर इज सम मर्जर विच इज गोइंग टू हैपन, तो इसमें से कौन सा लीस्ट लाइकली वायोलेशन हो जाएगा? दैट इज व्हाट यू आर सपोज टू गेस. ऑप्शन ए, वेटिंग अंटिल द नेक्स्ट डे बिफोर ट्रेडिंग ऑन द इंफॉर्मेशन टू अलाउ टाइम for it to become public. Option B, notifying all the investment managers in his firm of the new info so none of their clients are disadvantaged. Option C, placing the securities mentioned as part of the merger on the firm's restricted trading list. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल लीस्ट लाइकली पूछा है, मतलब इसमें से दो वायोलेशन होंगे, एक वायोलेशन नहीं होगा. ऑप्शन ए क्या बोलता है? वेट अंटिल द नेक्स्ट डे बिफोर ट्रेडिंग, मतलब नेक्स्ट डे बिफोर ट्रेडिंग तक वेट कर लो एंड अलाउ टाइम फॉर इट टू बिकम पब्लिक. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, व्हाई डू यू वांट टू वेट टिल द नेक्स्ट डे? तो ये थोड़ा वायोलेशन लग रहा है. बी, नोटिफाइंग ऑल द इन्वेस्टमेंट मैनेजर्स इन हिज फर्म, ये तो पहले ही वायोलेशन हो गया. हाउ कैन यू डिसेमिनेट दिस इंफॉर्मेशन? ये मटीरियल नॉन पब्लिक इन्फो हो सकता है, तो अगेन बी सीम्स टू बी अ वायोलेशन. सी सेज कि इसको एक रेस्ट्रिक्टेड ट्रेडिंग लिस्ट में डाल दो टिल द टाइम द इन्फो इज एक्चुअली पब्लिक. सो ऑप्शन सी इज लीस्ट लाइकली अ वायोलेशन. Solution: Answer C is correct. The guidance to standard 2A material non-public info recommends adding securities to the firm's restricted list when the firm has or may have material non-public info. By adding these securities to this list, Andrews would uphold this standard because waiting until the next day will not ensure that the news of merger is made public. Answer A is incorrect. Negotiations may take much longer between the two companies and the merger will never happen. मतलब ऐसा भी हो सकता है that this merger does not take place. So to be safe, you need not wait till the next day. आज के आज उसको एक restricted list में डाल दो. Andrews must wait until the information is disseminated to the market before he trades on that info. Answer B is incorrect because Andrews should not disclose the information to other managers. No trading is allowed on material non-public info. Next, example 33. Pietro, president of a local bank, has hired the bank's market maker, Walk, to seek a merger partner. Local is currently not listed on any stock exchange and has not reported that it is seeking strategic alternatives. Vogt has discussed the possibility of a merger with several firms, but they have all decided to wait until after the next period's financial data are available. The potential buyers believe that the firm's results will be worse than the results of prior periods and will allow them to pay less for the local bank. Pietro wants to increase the likelihood of structuring a merger deal quickly. Which of the following actions would most likely be a violation of code and standards. Now, first of all, you need to understand the question. Pietro is a president of local bank. लोकल बैंक करके एक बैंक होगा. ये लोकल बैंक को एक मर्जर पार्टनर चाहिए जिसके लिए वक्त को हायर किया है. इट इज़ नॉट लिस्टेड ऑन एनी स्टॉक एक्सचेंज एंड किसी को पता भी नहीं है, इसने किसी को रिपोर्ट भी नहीं किया है कि स्ट्रेटेजिक ऑल्टरनेटिव्स ढूंढ रहा है. वोक्ट हैज़ डिस्कस्ड द पॉसिबिलिटी ऑफ अ मर्जर विथ सेवरल फर्म्स. मतलब ये जो वोक्ट है वो बहुत सारे कंपनीज के पास गया और बोला कि ये लोकल बैंक को एक मर्जर पार्टनर चाहिए. बट दे हैव ऑल डिसाइडेड, ये जितने भी कंपनीज के पास गया सब ने क्या बोला, दैट वी विल वेट until the next period's financial data is available. मतलब जो सामने वाले हैं उनको ये लोकल बैंक को अक्वायर नहीं करना until the next data is available. नेक्स्ट पीरियड का जब ये रिजल्ट निकालेगा ना तब तक ये लोग वेट करेंगे बिकॉज दे थिंक कि रिजल्ट्स विल बी लो और ये बैंक हम सस्ते में खरीद सकते हैं. एंड देन द क्वेश्चन सेज कि पिएत्रो को ये इंक्रीज करना है कि भाई ये मेरा जो बैंक है इसके लिए मर्जर जल्द से जल्द हो जाए. विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग एक्शंस वुड बी मोस्ट लाइकली अ वायोलेशन. नाउ अगेन मोस्ट लाइकली ढूंढना है, मतलब दो चीज़ वायोलेशन नहीं होगा, एक चीज़ वायोलेशन होगा. ऑप्शन ए, Pietro could instruct local bank to issue a press release announcing that it has retained Vogt to find a merger partner. Option B, Pietro could place a buy order for 2,000 shares or 4 times the average weekly volume through Vogt for his personal account. Option C, after confirming with the local's Chief Financial Officer, which is CFO, Pietro could instruct the local to issue a press release affirming the firm's prior announced earnings guidance for the full fiscal year. First of all, you have to find most likely violation. Does option A violate? Option A क्या बोलता है? Instruct local bank to issue a press release announcing that it has retained Vogt to find a merger partner. ये वायोलेशन है ही नहीं, ये तो सिर्फ डिस्क्लोजर कर रहा है. ऑप्शन सी क्या बोलता है? आफ्टर कंफर्मिंग विथ लोकल सीएफओ, पिएत्रो कुड इंस्ट्रक्ट लोकल टू इशू अ प्रेस रिलीज रीअफर्मिंग द फर्म्स प्रायर अनाउंस्ड अर्निंग्स गाइडेंस फॉर फुल फिस्कल ईयर. ये रीअफर्मिंग का मतलब क्या होता है? रीअफर्मिंग इज बेसिकली यू कैन रीस्टेट और यू कैन जस्ट कन्फर्म इट अगेन कि भाई हमारा ये अर्निंग्स हुआ है फॉर द फुल फिस्कल ईयर. अगेन यही प्रेस रिलीज ही है, अगेन दिस इज नॉट अ वायोलेशन. ऑप्शन बी लुक्स लाइक अ वायोलेशन. पिएत्रो कुड प्लेस एन ऑर्डर विच इज फॉर बाइंग 2,000 शेयर्स और 4 टाइम्स एवरेज वीकली वॉल्यूम. मतलब कि आपका एवरेज वीकली वॉल्यूम सिर्फ 500 शेयर्स का होता है, आपको एक ही दिन में 2,000 शेयर्स बाय करना है थ्रू वोक्ट फॉर हिज पर्सनल अकाउंट. नाउ हियर ही इज ट्राइंग टू मैनिपुलेट द मार्केट, सो ऑप्शन बी इज अ वायोलेशन. Solution. Answer B is correct. Through placing a personal purchase order that is significantly greater than the average volume, Pietro is violating standard 2B, which is market manipulation. He is attempting to manipulate an increase in share price. याद है pump and dump strategy था ये, and thus bring a buyer to negotiating table. The news of a possible merger and confirmation of firm's earning guidance may also have positive effects on the price of local bank, but Pietro's actions in instructing the result of info does not represent a violation. अगर कोई प्रेस रिलीज रखते हो, प्रेस रिलीज में अगर आपने ट्रुथ मतलब कि सच वाला नंबर्स अगर रखा है, then it will lead to increase in share price, but it is not a violation. बट अगर आप पीछे से जाके यही शेयर्स 500 के वॉल्यूम वाले 2,000 शेयर्स लेते हो तो एवरीवन विल कम टू नो दैट देयर इज समथिंग हैपनिंग, शेयर प्राइस विल इंक्रीज एंड यू हैव मैनिपुलेटेड द मार्केट. आप ये पंप एंड डंप स्ट्रैटेजी यूज कर रहे हो विच इज द वायोलेशन ऑफ 2B. Announcements of this nature are common and practical to keep the investors informed. Therefore, A and C are incorrect. तो बी में जो उसने किया है पर्सनल अकाउंट से एक्स्ट्रा शेयर्स बाय करने का थिंग, दैट इज अ वायोलेशन. एग्जाम्पल 34. ABC Investment Management acquires a new very large account with two concentrated positions. The firm's current policy is to add new accounts for the purpose of performance calculation after the first full month of management. CUP is responsible for calculating the firm's performance results. Before the end of initial month, CUP notices that one of the significant holdings of the new accounts is acquired by another company, causing the value of investment to double. Because of this holding, CUP decides to account for the new portfolio as of the date of transfer, thereby allowing ABC Investment to reap the positive impact of that month's portfolio return. First of all, try to understand what has happened here. परफॉर्मेंस रिटर्न्स कैलकुलेट हो रहा है. समझो उसमें स्टॉक ए, बी और सी है. ए जो है मेरे पोर्टफोलियो में, इसका वैल्यू डबल होने वाला है क्योंकि इट इज गेटिंग अक्वायर्ड. Now, because of this holding, CUP decides to account for new portfolio as on date of transfer, thereby allowing ABC Investment to reap the positive impact of that month's portfolio return. मतलब ये जो A है उसको अब एक अलग पोर्टफोलियो में रिप्रेजेंट करता है ताकि रिटर्न थोड़ा ज़्यादा दिखे. Option A, CUP did not violate the code and standards because the GIPS standards allow the composites to be updated on the date of large external cash flows. Option B, CUP did not violate the standards because companies are allowed to determine when to incorporate new accounts into their composite calculation. Option C, CUP violated the code and standards because the inclusion of new account produces an inaccurate calculation of monthly results according to the firm's stated policies. Option C is the right one because if you are including that new portfolio in your account, you are trying to overstate the performance, and that is why option C will be the apt one. Option C is a violation. Solution: answer C is correct. CUP violated standard 3D, performance presentation, when he deviated from the firm's stated policy solely to capture the gain from holding being acquired. Answer A is incorrect because the firm does not claim GIPS compliance. And GIPS standards require external cash flows to be treated in a consistent manner with the firm's documented policies. मतलब किधर भी लिखा नहीं है that it is claiming GIPS compliance. Answer B is incorrect because firm does not state that it is updating its composite policies. If such a change were to occur, all cash flows for the month would have to be reviewed to ensure their consistent treatment under the new policy. मतलब कि ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं लिखा है that it is updating its composite policies, and that is why option C should be the perfect one. Example 35. Canon has been working from home on weekends and occasionally saves correspondence with clients and completed work on her home computer. Because of worsening market conditions, Canon is one of the several employees released by the firm. Released का मतलब उसको निकाल दिया, that employee has been fired. While Canon is looking for a new job, she uses the files she saved at home to request letters of recommendation from former clients. अब ये जो Canon है, she is finding a new job, and for that letter of recommendation जो होता है, she has been asking it from former clients. She also provides to the prospective clients some of her reports as example of her abilities. Canon has prepared some reports for her past employer. वो एम्प्लॉयर का रिपोर्ट्स जो उसने बनाया है दैट शी इज ट्राइंग टू शो टू द प्रोस्पेक्टिव और फ्यूचर क्लाइंट्स. ऑप्शन ए, Canon violated the code and standards because she did not receive permission from her former employer to keep or use the files after her employment ended. If you remember, all these files, records, reports, whatever it is, are a property of the employer. So even if you had made it, it was a property of the employer. Once you left, you have to take permission of the employer first. So it seems like Canon has violated the standards because she did not have the permission. तो ये जो option A है, it looks like a violation. Option B, Canon did not violate the code and standards because the files were created and saved on her own time and own computer. Now again, this is wrong because ये statement क्या बोलता है कि खुद ने बनाया था, खुद के कंप्यूटर पे सेव किया था. See, whatever the case is, employer का property है वो. So option B is wrong. Option C, Canon violated the standards because she is prohibited from saving files on her home computer. ये prohibition है ही नहीं. You can save it on your home computer. Prohibition ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है. But if you want to use the files, you need permission of your employer. So option A is the right answer. Solution. Answer A is correct. According to standard 5C, record retention, Canon needed the permission of her employer to maintain the files at home after her employment ended. Without that permission, she should have deleted all the files. All files created as part of members or candidates' personal or professional activity are the property of the firm. Not personal but professional activity. जो भी तुमने जॉब के टाइम पे फाइल्स, रिपोर्ट्स वगैरह क्रिएट किया, everything is a property of the firm, even those created outside normal work hours. Thus, answer B is incorrect. Answer C is incorrect because code and standards do not prohibit using one's personal computer to complete work for one's employer. मतलब ऐसा कुछ भी prohibition नहीं लिखा है जिसमें personal computer use नहीं कर सकते for your job. So, answer A is the most appropriate answer. Example number 36. Quinn sat for level 3 CFA exam this past weekend. He updates his resume with the following statement. In finishing the CFA program, I improved my skills related to researching investments and managing portfolios. I will be eligible for the CFA charter upon completion of required work experience. Option A, Quinn violated the code and standards by claiming he improved his skills through the CFA program. See, CFA program करके आपने skills improve किया, उसमें कोई भी violation नहीं है. So, you can definitely state that there is no violation here. B, Quinn violated the code and standards by incorrectly stating that he is eligible for CFA charter. Now, this is a violation. Try to understand how. You need to think a bit deeper. First line of the question, he has attempted CFA level 3 exam past weekend. Past weekend अगर उसने CFA का level 3 दिया है and then he says he will be eligible for CFA charter on completion of required work experience. 4 years का जो work experience है, अगर ये मिल गया तो उसको चार्टर मिल जाएगा. That is what he is trying to say. Is it certain कि उसको चार्टर मिलेगा ही? No. He sat for the level 3 past weekend ना. Level 3 का रिजल्ट आने को अभी भी टाइम है. What if he does not clear level 3? अगर वो level 3 फेल हो गया तो ये जो स्टेटमेंट उसने पास किया है that will become a violation now. He should have said in such a way that if I clear my level 3 and if I have the requisite work experience, then I will be eligible for CFA charter. So that is why option B is the correct answer, because ये eligibility for CFA charter उसने जो sentence लिखा है that is a violation. Option C, Quinn did not violate the code and standards with his resume update. So option C is the wrong one. Option B is the correct answer. Solution: answer B is correct. According to standard 7B, reference to the CFA Institute, CFA designation and CFA program, Quinn cannot claim to have finished the CFA program or be eligible for the charter until he officially learns that he has passed the level 3 examination. Until the results for the most recent exams are released, those who sat for the exam could continue to refer to themselves as candidates. मतलब लेवल 3 खत्म नहीं हुआ तब तक तुम कैंडिडेट ही हो. Thus आंसर C इज इनकरेक्ट क्योंकि C क्या बोलता है वायोलेशन हुआ ही नहीं है. सो दैट इज इनकरेक्ट. आंसर A is incorrect because members and candidates may discuss areas of practice in which they believe CFA program improved their skills. Basically एक मेंबर ऐसा बोल सकता है दैट बिकॉज ऑफ CFA प्रोग्राम आई इम्प्रूव माई स्किल्स, बट दो मेंबर्स के बीच में कंपैरिजन नहीं हो सकता. दैट इफ आई एम मिस्टर ए and I say that I have cleared CFA program in first attempt, I got 90 percentile above वगैरह वगैरह, that is why I am better than Mr. B who cleared CFA in 2 attempts. That is a violation. वो कंपैरिजन नहीं कर सकते. बट सिंपली स्टेटिंग दैट CFA प्रोग्राम हेल्प मी इम्प्रूव माई स्किल्स, दैट इज नॉट अ वायोलेशन. Example 37. During a round of golf, Rodriguez, a CFO of Mega Retail, mentions to Hart, a local investment advisor and long-time personal friend, that Mega is having an exceptional sales quarter. पहले तो समझो कौन कौन है. रॉड्रिगेज क्या है? CFO ऑफ मेगा रिटेल. हार्ट क्या है? लोकल इन्वेस्टमेंट एडवाइज़र. अब मेगा का CFO रॉड्रिगेज और ये जो हार्ट है वो लोग फ्रेंड्स हैं. एंड ये रॉड्रिगेज क्या बोलता है? दैट मेगा इज गोइंग टू हैव एन एक्सेप्शनल सेल्स क्वार्टर. Rodriguez expects the results to be almost 10% above the current estimates. If every analyst is expecting कि भाई ये रिजल्ट है ना 10% से प्रॉफिट इंक्रीज होगा, तो शायद वो 10% से नहीं बट मोर देन 10, सो 11% से शायद इंक्रीज हो. बेसिकली व्हाट दे आर ट्राइंग टू से इज तुम्हारा जो भी एस्टिमेट है एनालिस्ट का, वो एस्टिमेट से प्लस 10% होगा. The next day, Hart initiates purchase of a large stake in the local exchange traded retail fund for her personal account. अब ये जो हार्ट है उसने क्या किया है? एक ETF है, ये ETF में स्टेक बाय कर लिया है बहुत सारा फॉर हर पर्सनल अकाउंट. ऑप्शन ए, हार्ट वायोलेटेड द कोड एंड स्टैंडर्ड्स बाय इन्वेस्टिंग इन द ETF दैट इंक्लूडेड मेगा रिटेल. अब हुआ क्या है? ये हार्ट को अपने दोस्त से पता चला. दोस्त कौन है? मेगा रिटेल का CFO. मेगा रिटेल का CFO बोलता है इसका रिजल्ट जोरदार आने वाला है तो इसमें तुम स्टेक लेना है तो ले लो. हार्ट ने क्या किया? डायरेक्टली मेगा रिटेल बाई नहीं किया, उसने एक ETF बाई किया. ये ETF जो है इट इंक्लूड्स मेगा रिटेल, तो इनडायरेक्ट होल्डिंग किया है. कैन आई से दिस इज इनसाइडर ट्रेडिंग? यस. क्या इसने मटेरियल नॉन पब्लिक इन्फो पे एक्ट किया है? यस. सो ऑप्शन ए इज अ वायोलेशन. However, we will read option B and C. B, Hart did not violate the code and standards because she did not invest directly in the securities of Mega. See, direct हो या indirect हो, insider trading is insider trading. So option B is wrong. Option C, Rodriguez did not violate the code and standards because the comments made to Hart were not intended to solicit an investment in Mega Retail. अब ये रॉड्रिगेज के बारे में बोल रहा है दैट रॉड्रिगेज इज नॉट वायोलेटेड. रॉड्रिगेज अगर ये CFA इंस्टीट्यूट के इसमें इन्वॉल्व है, जैसे इट इज अ कैंडिडेट और अ मेंबर और अ चार्टर होल्डर, देन ही वुड हैव वायोलेटेड दिस स्टैंडर्ड बिकॉज ही इज शेयरिंग मटेरियल नॉन पब्लिक इन्फो. तो दिस सेज दैट ही हैज नॉट वायोलेटेड द स्टैंडर्ड क्योंकि उसको नहीं चाहिए कि अपने स्टॉक में कोई बाय करे या अपने स्टॉक में कोई लार्ज स्टेक बाय करे. सो अगेन ऑप्शन सी इज रॉन्ग. Rodriguez has also violated the code and standards. Solution: answer A is correct. Hart's decision to invest in the retail fund appears directly correlated with Rodriguez's statement about successful quarter of mega retail and thus violates standard 2A, which is material non-public info. Rodriguez information would be considered material because it would influence the share price of mega retail and probably influence the price of entire ETF or exchange traded retail fund. Thus, answer B is incorrect. Answer C is also incorrect because Rodriguez shared info which is both material and non-public. Company officers regularly have such knowledge about their firms, which is not a violation. Sharing of such info, however, even in a conversation between friends, does violate standard 2A. तो इसने शेयर किया, उसने भी वायोलेशन किया है. Question 38. Park is very frustrated after taking her level 2 exam. While she was studying for the exam, to supplement the curriculum provided, she ordered and used study material from a third-party provider. Park believes the additional material focused her attention on specific topics areas that were not tested while ignoring the other areas. She posts the following statement on the provider's discussion board. I am very dissatisfied with your firm's CFA program level 2 material. I found the exam extremely difficult and myself unprepared for specific questions after using your product. How could your service provide such limited instructional resources on the analysis of inventory and taxes when the exam had multiple questions about them? इसने तो एग्जाम का क्वेश्चंस ही बोल डाला कि एग्जाम में टैक्सेस और इन्वेंट्री पे कोई तो भी क्वेश्चन आया था. I will not recommend your products to other candidates. Of course, violation हो ही गया इधर. Option A, Park violated the code and standards by purchasing third-party review material. See, this is not a violation. तुम कोई दूसरे third party का book लो, that is not a violation. Park violated the code and standards by providing her opinion on the difficulty of examination. Again, this is also not a violation. You can express your opinion. मेरा exam easy था, tough था, difficult था, hard था, etc. etc. That is okay. Option C, Park violated the code and standards by providing specific info on topics tested on the exam. This is a violation. तुमको जो express करना है opinion वो करो, hard, difficult वगैरह. But you cannot actually express the opinion. You cannot say that these were the topics tested on my exam. So option C is a violation. Answer C is correct. Standard 7A, conduct as members and candidates in the CFA program, prohibits providing info to candidates or public that is considered confidential to the CFA program. In revealing that questions related to the analysis of inventory and analysis of taxes were on the exam, Park has violated this standard. Answer B is incorrect because the guidance for standard explicitly acknowledges that members and candidates are allowed to offer their opinions about the CFA program. Answer A is incorrect because candidates are not prohibited from using outside resources. तो ये तुम ऐसा नहीं है कि दूसरा बुक ले सकते हो apart from CFA curriculum. You can definitely do that because CFA curriculum, for example, if the CFA curriculum is say for 3000 pages, there must be some third party which has converted 3000 pages without compromise or sacrifice in the content to just 1200 pages. If there is some third party who has done that, definitely every student will prefer to go for these 1200 pages ka notes. So that is not a violation. But if you tell anyone that मेरे exam में ये question आया, that is a violation. Example 39. Paper was recently terminated as one of a team of 5 managers of an equity fund. Paper is a name of someone who was recently terminated as one of a team of 5 managers. The fund had टू वैल्यू फोकस्ड मैनेजर्स, वैल्यू फोकस्ड मतलब वैल्यू स्टॉक्स वो लोग चूज करते हैं, एंड terminated one of them to reduce costs. In a letter sent to prospective employers, Paper presents, with written permission of the firm, the performance history of the fund to demonstrate his past success. मतलब जब भी पेपर को निकाल दिया कंपनी से, वो नए कंपनी में इंटरव्यू के लिए गया होगा और नए कंपनी में उसने उसका प्रायर वर्क दिखाया, दैट टू विद द रिटन परमिशन ऑफ द फर्म, सो दैट इज ओके, अभी तक वायोलेशन नहीं हुआ है. ऑप्शन ए, पेपर डिड नॉट वायोलेट द कोड ऑफ स्टैंडर्ड्स, अभी तक ऐसा लग रहा है कि उसने वायोलेट नहीं किया है. ऑप्शन बी, पेपर violated the code and standards by claiming the performance of the entire fund of his own. See, now this is a catch. ये violation हो गया ना. If you read the question again, see here it is written that paper presents, with written permission of the firm, the performance history of the fund to demonstrate his past success. ये देखो, एकदम minor reading is required. क्या हुआ है, वो बोल रहा है कि ये उसका पास्ट सक्सेस है. नो, दिस इज द पास्ट सक्सेस ऑफ हिज फर्म. सो ऑप्शन बी सेज पेपर वायोलेटेड द कोड एंड स्टैंडर्ड्स by claiming the performance of entire fund as his own. Yes, this looks like a violation. And C, paper violated the code and standards by including his historical results of his prior employer. This is not a violation because permission लेके उसने ये डिस्प्ले किया था. Answer B is correct. Paper has violated standard 3D, performance presentation, by not disclosing that he was a part of team of managers that achieved the results shown. If he had also included the return of the portion he directly managed, he would have not violated the standard. मतलब फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर 3 मैनेजर्स है तुम्हारे कंपनी में, तीनों ने कुछ तो भी परफॉर्मेंस किया है, दैट बिकम्स द परफॉर्मेंस ऑफ द फर्म. नाउ इफ यू आर टेलिंग समवन कि ये फर्म का परफॉर्मेंस मेरा है, तो इट इज़ अ वायोलेशन. बट इफ़ यू आर टेलिंग समवन कि ये जो ए वाला है ये मेरा परफॉर्मेंस है, दिस इज़ नॉट अ वायोलेशन. सो इफ़ यू आर ए एंड यू आर शो केसिंग द परफॉर्मेंस ऑफ ए, देन इट इज़ नॉट अ वायोलेशन. बट तुम फर्म का परफॉर्मेंस बता रहे हो कि ये तुम्हारा परफॉर्मेंस है, दैट इज़ अ वायोलेशन. Thus answer A is incorrect. Answer C is incorrect because paper received written permission. उसने violation किया ही नहीं था वो reason से, because उसको written permission मिला था from his prior employer to include the results. Last example, example number 40. Townsend was recently appointed to the board of directors of a youth golf program that is a local chapter of a national not-for-profit organization. The program is beginning a new fundraising campaign to expand the number of annual scholarships it provides. Basically, ये जो NPO है, नॉन प्रॉफिट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, उसको फंड्स चाहिए टू प्रोवाइड एनुअल स्कॉलरशिप्स दैट इट इज़ प्रोवाइडिंग. Townsend believes many of her clients make annual donations to charity. The next week, in her regular newsletter to all clients, she includes a small section discussing the fundraising campaign and her position on the organization's boards. Option A, Townsend did not violate the code of standards or code and standards. Townsend violates the code and standards by soliciting donation from her clients. Townsend violated the code and standards by not getting approval of organization before soliciting her clients. First of all, try to understand. This is a bit unusual. I'll go to the question again. Try and understand here. एक NPO है, not for profit organization. उसके board of directors पे there is Townsend. Now the purpose is that they want funds. They are raising funds to expand the number of scholarships they provide. Townsend believes that her clients, मतलब ये जो Townsend है उसके clients Townsend's clients will be ready to make some donations. ये जो भी donations होगा वो किसको मिलेगा? NPO को. And therefore in the next week उसने एक न्यूज़लेटर भेजा है क्लाइंट्स को, एंड इन द न्यूज़लेटर उसने एक छोटा सा प्रमोशनल एक कंटेंट भेज दिया दैट दिस एनपीओ इज रेजिंग फंड्स. ओके, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल इधर कुछ भी वायोलेशन नहीं दिख रहा है. सो इफ यू चेक द ऑप्शंस अगेन, ऑप्शन बी सेज वायोलेट हुआ है बाय सॉलिसिटिंग डोनेशन फ्रॉम हर क्लाइंट्स. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल ये सॉलिसिटिंग हुआ ही नहीं है, दीज आर डोनेशंस. सो ये सॉलिसिटिंग नहीं है, इसको अवेयरनेस बोलते हैं. एंड क्लाइंट्स को खाली एक ऐड भेजा है, फोर्स नहीं किया है टू एक्चुअली इन्वेस्ट इन दिस. सो दिस इज जस्ट अवेयरनेस, दिस इज नॉट अ वायोलेशन. एंड ऑप्शन सी सेज दैट by not getting the approval of organization before soliciting, ये organization ने तुमको ये authority दिया है that you have to raise funds. Why do you need the approval of organization again? So again ये option C is also wrong, and by elimination we can say that option A is the correct one, that Townsend has not violated any code and standards. Solution: answer A is correct. Townsend has not provided any info about her clients to the leaders or managers of the golf program. मतलब उसने ये clients का कुछ भी info नहीं दिया है. Thus, she has not violated 3E, preservation of confidentiality. कुछ भी client का नाम वगैरह disclose नहीं किया है. Providing contact information about her clients for a direct mail solicitation would have been a violation. अगर ये टाउनसेंड ने अपने सारे क्लाइंट्स का डिटेल्स, ईमेल आईडी वगैरह दिया होता है एनपीओ को, तो वो वायोलेशन होता. आंसर बी इज इनकरेक्ट बिकॉज द नोटिस इन द न्यूज़लेटर डज नॉट वायोलेट स्टैंडर्ड 3E. अब ये नोटिस दिया है ना, उसने सॉलिसिट नहीं किया है अभी तक, उसने सिर्फ अवेयरनेस स्प्रेड किया है. आंसर सी इज इनकरेक्ट because the golf program's fundraising campaign had already begun. So discussing the opportunity to donate was appropriate. So ultimately if you eliminate B and C, you are left with option A, that there is no violation. So that is why ये एक unusual question select किया था, so that you come to know that not in every question there will be a violation. So in this question there was no such violation. Thank you for watching this video. Stay tuned to eKida and subscribe to eKida.